All right, y'all, come on back in the room. I made a mistake. I hit the button by mistake. Oh, goodness. Hey, my loves, your girl, made it XXL. Come on back in the room. I hit the wrong button by mistake. Come on, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I hit the wrong button by mistake. I was trying to fix something, hit the wrong button. So, we back again. Forgive me for that. Forgive me for that, my loves. Okay, come on in the room. I'm sorry about the first time, my loves. I made a mistake, hit the wrong button. I was trying to do something, and it cut it off. I'm sorry. That was Auntie's fault. That was Auntie's fault. That was Auntie's fault. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Let me set this topic up. And then once I set this topic up, we can go ahead. We can go ahead and get this show started. Because I think this is one that a lot of people always ask. And so I want to go ahead and do. Because this is what my spirit led me to do today at the show. All right? Okay, everybody in the room? All right, my loves, Auntie here. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I said, what I said? Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor, and he writes down all of my scriptures, and he, what he does, gives me all of my medicine in my room. Ooh, one more time, y'all. Come on in the room. I said, come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor, and he writes down all of my scriptures. What he does, gives me all of my medicine in my room. Ooh, y'all. Ooh, I felt that I had to give y'all a little second verse I know I'm going to do right there. How y'all doing? How my loves doing today? I am feeling so good. Just feeling wonderful, feeling blessed, feeling happy, feeling inspired, feeling good, feeling, just feeling like I want to gain more knowledge, feeling like I want to give more love, feeling like I want to just share more, be more, do more, just constantly wanting more, you know? More, but more in a positive way, okay? So how all my loves doing? I hope y'all have a wonderful day. We have a wonderful show planned for the night. Okay, my loves? I'm so happy. Anybody new, thank you for coming in. Those who don't know, I do the show Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, Sundays, but do Monday through Friday, the Miss Melody XOXO talk show. I give you a topic, I go in on the topic. After I go in on the topic, I read your comments, we go back and forth with the questions. After that, I open the floor up for anyone for the virtual audience. Now, for those of you new to the room, understand this. If you come on the virtual crew, as a virtual audience member, I typically like to talk to people who are not in the dark. Because if I come say face to face with you, I want to talk face to face with you. Also, if you some of that trade that I always want to come on my live and cut up, you're going to get cut in about 5 seconds. Yes, because the trade love coming on my live. Trade love coming on my live. And every time like, oh, I don't care about your second live. But you don't been on my live 4 or 5 times. This might be something you come back for. Okay? All right, let's get the show started, you loves. Okay. Hey, thank you, my loves, for all of y'all who tuning in, who came in the room. All right, so the topic for tonight, why pronouns matter. And the reason why I want to talk about this topic tonight is because of the fact that when it comes to transgender people, non-binary people, and gender non-conforming people, but especially trans people, this is one of the biggest topics or discussion, or to me, one of the biggest ways that heterosexual or homosexual or transphobic people, well, let me rephrase that. Heterosexual people that are homophobic or are transphobic, disrespect trans women, trans men, gender non-conforming people and non-binary people. Pronouns are very, very important. Understand this. How you identify somebody, that is the way they live their life. And we should understand this. You may not agree with what somebody's doing, how somebody's living, but understand that how they live is not your life. How they live is not your choice. How they live is not, frankly, your business. Okay? It's frankly not your business. And I see so many heterosexual people say things like, well, I can't call a trans woman she, or I can't call a trans man he, or I don't know about they, them, speaking of non-binary people or gender non-conforming people. Understand this. When you are making the attempt to say things like, oh, I don't believe in this stuff, but then yet you have to understand this. The frustration that you put in to, for example, calling a trans woman a he, do you know all the positive energy you could have used by just using her correct pronouns? Because understand this. I'm gonna give you an example. Homophobic men love to call trans homophobic, and some women love to call trans women he's. But let a trans woman call that woman the B word. Let that trans woman call that man the F word. They want to get mad. Oh, why you calling me that? Oh, I'm not this. You shouldn't be disrespecting me like that. But you disrespected that trans woman by calling her a he. You disrespected that trans man by calling him a her. You disrespected that gender non-conforming or that non-binary person by not referring to them as they or them. So if you disrespect them or you disrespect us, why should we show you respect? So you expect us to respect you, but you won't respect us? Come on, what I'm gonna say? Make that make sense. Cause some about that is just simply not adding up. 1 plus 2 plus 5 times 3 carry the 4 divided by 2 times pi. It ain't adding up. It ain't adding up. It just ain't adding up. It's not adding up. And why it takes so much less energy to be nice and respect somebody than it takes to ever disrespect somebody. It takes so much less energy. Just like, for example, when you frown or get mad, it takes way more energy than it does than it just, okay, I get you. So much more anger and negativity you put when you could have just been positive and said, okay, you know what? I got you, ma'am. I'm just going to leave. So much. What's so hard about that? What is so hard about that, okay? And also, understand that this is another thing that gets me. People love to say things about, oh, well, you were born a man. Oh, you were born a woman. Let me explain something. And I was talking to one of my little nieces today. The biggest problem with cisgender people argument against with gender identity towards trans people and non-binary people and gender non-conforming people is they love to say, there's only male and female. That's your gender identity. No, ma'am. When you are born in this world, there's something called sexual orientation. That is male, female. Y'all follow me? When you're born to the world, there's something called sexual orientation. It's called male and female. Now, if a trans woman, if a trans woman identifies as a woman, understand that, because trans women identify as women. Trans men identify as men. But if you notice, nobody says, oh, I'm a black trans female. Nobody says, oh, I'm a black trans male. They say, I'm a black trans woman. Or they say, I'm a black trans man. Because that's how they identify it. So many cisgender people are arguing something that trans people, gender non-conforming people, and non-binary people are not even arguing. Y'all all up in the Kool-Aid, don't even know the flavor, and didn't even bring no sugar to the party. Period. And the thing about it is, the disrespect is so bad. It's so bad. Let me read through some of these comments because I was so going in. I usually wait late before I go in, but I want to read some of these comments. Yes, but respect should be a requirement. You don't have to accept them, but respect. Yes, you should respect everybody as a human being. Period. So many people feel the need to hate on neo-pronouns on social media when it doesn't affect them. And exactly. And half of the people, and sis, I'm telling you things about this, half of the people that be mad about neo-pronouns don't even know what neo-pronouns mean. So true. It's a double standard. It is a double standard. It is a double standard. People want to behave. Yeah, there are some people who actually would just be, I agree with that statement right there where it says some people want to be hateful for no reason. There are some people that just go out there looking for gay boys just to bash them and call them the N-word. There are, people that go out there just to, bash black trans women, call them tranny. There are people who don't like the fact that non-binary people use the word they and them and just call them confused and mental ill. Well, if you can't understand why they use that, or you don't choose to understand, maybe you're the one that's mental ill. Period. It exactly has no purpose. Sex and gender are different things. Thank you, my love. They are. But they still don't care. There is more than two sex. Okay? Remember, when we're talking about, remember, your sexual orientation is male, female, and your gender identity is man or woman. Okay? Make sure we remember that, okay? Yes, it's not hard. And if you are not sure, all you have to do is ask, come on, Nikki. Come on, Nikki. Come through with the remedial statement that all the homophobic and trans people need to know. Nikki, it's all of that for me. Let me read it again. She says, it's not hard. I'm sorry, I'm coming to come back out of everybody. It's not hard. And if you're not sure, all you have to do. The thing about it is, what is so wrong with if you come to somebody, especially them non-binary, and saying, hey, what are your pronouns? What is so hard about that? People act like that they bombing a third world country, or somebody finna take their retirement plan or something. Like, really? Can we talk about Young Buck and how he lied and said the trans girl he was in a relationship with tricked him? Down low men use that tricking as an excuse. I'm gonna talk about that as a whole. They use it as a cover up to hide behind something. It's literally harder to be rude and disrespectful than to show kindness. It's so true. It is so much more easier to show kindness and positivity than it's ever to show negativity. When it comes to these rappers, you gotta realize it's so many rappers who have been caught up in scandal, things of the nature where it comes Young Buck, whether it be like Blueface, because Blueface got caught up in something, I don't want to say about a year ago, he got caught up in something. But the thing about it is, all the rappers saying that they got tricked or they didn't know this, understand this. That goes back to just the fact that that the black community is the most homophobic and transphobic community. People would rather murder trans woman than to ever admit that maybe they like the trans woman. And the reason why is because of the fact that the black community has this notion that if you date a trans woman, you are gay. No, you're not. If you date a gay boy, if you date a boy, whether he's feminine or not, and he identifies as a boy or a male, then you're gay. Now, if you date men, if you date boys and you date trans girls, or you date boys, trans girls, and women, or vice versa, either one of those things, then you still are not gay. You are bisexual. Now, if you date trans women, you have to realize you're not gay. That's just another letter under envelope. Now, if you one of those guys to where you date feminine boys, hardcore thug boys, cisgender women, trans men, trans women, gender non-conforming, non-binary, then you still are not gay. You are what we call pansexual, okay? So that's the thing about it. The black community, a lot of black community refuses to learn the terminology because they refuse to get the education, and they refuse to even allow that knowledge to say, hey, this is what's going on. No, they want to stay ignorant. because of things like the church and old teachings and ways. Just like for example, when people say, I say this, I said this so many times, racism is not born, it's taught. Homophobia is not born, it's taught. Transphobia is not born, it's taught. You're not born homophobic, you're taught homophobia. You're not born transphobic, you're taught to be transphobic. Period. Okay? Many people feel like being attracted to or being respectful to trans people is just, yeah, people feel like that. And that's just crazy. That is so crazy that it's like that. Then it has a backshot effect. That literally gives us a bad name for them lying. They can't stand in their truth. And then it goes to trans women having a stigma line. Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna tell you, sis, when we talk about the bad name that black trans women, as trans women get, especially black trans women, I'm gonna tell you where a lot of that comes from. One, it comes from the fact that there wasn't a lot of representation of trans. We're just getting a little representation of black trans women. Because when I was growing up, there was no representation. T.S. Madison, tell you real quick, she's known about like her closest representation was RuPaul. Me too. When I was growing up, the closest thing I saw to me was RuPaul. I didn't really start seeing trans representation really in my life until like as far as like physically on TV. Now I saw something like in like maybe in person a couple times, maybe out, but actually like on TV. First real trans representation I really saw was Laverne Cox, Orange is the New Black. And then before then, I would say would be Tu Wong Fu. But that wasn't even trans, that was more of drag queens. And though the thing about it, there had not been a lot of representation. And then the representation we've had has not been good, because I say this. When I was growing up, I say this to say this. I am so glad Jerry Springer is out there, because Jerry Springer gave black trans women a horrible. It was just a horrible. It was Jerry Springer was horrible representation of black trans women. Because for me, when I was growing up, I honestly thought all black trans women like that. They would trick me in, or they would just. I'm serious, and that's something I thought, because Jerry Springer was a horrible representation for black trans women. Horrible. Just horrible. Because these women will come out here and say, oh, I'm a man. No. Why would you say you're a man? No. You're a trans woman. And then things like the fighting and stuff like that. It was a horrible representation for black women. Horrible. Was Pose for me? Pose was everything for me. I hate, man, COVID got, Miss Corona got me so mad, because we would have got us a third season of Pose by now. Right now, they just started back recording, so hopefully we'll get one soon. But man, I love me some Pose. I'm telling you the two shows right now that in the last couple of years, when it comes to LGBTQ people, especially black and brown queer people that really have just blown my mind, has been Pose and P-Valley. Those two shows have just been everything for me. Just everything for me. Okay? Yes, representation is so important, okay? I love Pose so much. It is so impactful. Yes, it is so impactful. Paris is Burning also taught a lot. Paris is Burning also taught me a lot too. It taught me a lot too. I love Paris is Burning. That was just so awesome, okay? Yes, representation is important. And so we have to make sure that we are respecting people. And a lot of the reasons why people don't want to use pronouns is because of Jerry Springer. Like, they still go back and watch the Jerry Springer episode. And Jerry Springer not even on no more. They still go back and watch the episodes. And they still say, because there are literally people who really think that every black trans woman is just like the episodes of Jerry Springer. They really think that every black trans woman is like that. And not to say there might not be some black trans women like that, because, nobody's perfect. No race, no area, no family. Nobody's perfect. But that doesn't mean that every black trans woman is like that. And the way they portrayed it, it was portrayed like every black trans woman was like that. Period. Yes, Jerry used his platform on black trans. He really did. He really did, whether he did it intentionally or not. Whether people say, well, he didn't put the guest, his executive producer. Don't matter what his executive producer put the shows or not. He was on the show. He hosted the show. He let them fight. He stood back. He watched them for years upon years upon years. So that makes him compliant. Period. Okay? Okay? So we just got to make sure that we are respecting people for what they are. Oh yeah, a lot of people were paid. A lot of people were lying too. Like, if you go back, it's plenty of people who say they did things for a check. Oh yeah, Jerry was giving the people checks. Plenty of people. And I hate it for my trans sisters who that also was some of my trans sisters did that also to get a paycheck, and that's what made it wrong, because they really paid them to disrespect themselves, and that was so wrong. But at the same time, I can't blame my trans sisters, because it's hard enough being a black trans woman. I can't blame them for taking a check. It's hard enough. I can't blame them for taking a check. I can't blame them for that, okay? They show horrible stereotypes to generalize about it. Yes, they did. They really did. They really did. It was just horrible. And that's some of the reason why I say that pronouns matter, and we need to respect people. We need to learn to respect people. Make sure we're respecting everything about them. Make sure we're doing everything we can to just respect people in the way they want to be respected. And black trans women deserve respect just like black trans lives deserve respect, okay? So stop misgendering people and call them by what they identify as. And if you don't know, don't just guess, ask them. That's all you gotta do is ask. It's not take nothing. No transgender person, I think, will ever get mad about you asking about their pronouns. Now, if you disrespect them and then ask, oh yeah, they're gonna be mad. Of course. Oh yeah, they even have to pay the rent, of course. But the disrespect with misgender people it needs to stop. Period. It needs to stop. And we need to just stop. It's 2021. We need to stop this. There's so much social apps to get on to be able to understand that it is just crazy. And also, I gotta say to my non-binary, gender, non-conforming people on here, y'all get respected too, because people love people ask them at the time, what about they, them? Like, I saw this TikToker that I follow, and she had a great TikTok video. She was like, oh, she says she wants to be called they, them. And she was like, oh, so you're going to call, oh, so is that what they want to be called? And she was like, yeah, she says she wants to be called they. But no. She said, no, is that what they want to be called? I guess so. But she said, no, they. Because that's what they identify. It really takes people just to shake you and say, that's how they identify as. Like, what part of that are you not getting? Okay? What part of that are you not getting? Okay? Okay, let's I'm gonna read some of these comments. We'll go on. Okay, Nikki Green says, I'm married to a trans man, and me being cisgender, I take the time to correct and educate people, because if more cisgender people stand up, others will fall in line. Nikki, it's all of that for me. Thank you for that testimony. Also, thank you for being a beacon of light to educate people. And you are right, because if more cisgender people stand up, others will fall in line. That's I've said this so many times. If a rapper was to openly date a black transgender woman or women, you will see so many more do it. But somebody got to be the first. But it's hard because don't nobody want to take that bullet. I've been in so many discussions about the importance of pronouns. Yes, it's a lot. It's sad that you have to always be in a discussion about pronouns. Can you talk about how some people in the LGBT people don't stand up for one another? It seems as if sexuality is acceptable now, but gender isn't. I see lesbian and gays not standing up for gender. It's crazy because we see so many, and I said this before, it's so much division among the community. I see so many it's honestly, and understand this. I'm gonna give a PSA. This is not all black gay men, because there are some black gay men that live for the trans girls, would die for the trans girl, would protect her. But there's some black gay men don't fool the trans girls at all. Period. They don't like them. They say, oh, they're gonna steal my man. Don't fool them out. There are some studs that don't fool with black gay men. And then the trans women like us, we just out here by ourselves. And then the non-binary, gender, non-conforming people, they're on another planet. I'm just being honest. We as a community have to come together. Period. We have to come together. It's just so much division. It's like, yes, the letters are divided to for you to be to identify as, but I think we've taken that label of identify to just a letter. Just it's, instead of it being LGBTQI plus. We like LGBTQUI. No, we too all over the place. We are too. It's too much. We're too all over the place, and we need to learn to be able to come together more. Okay. Yes, Nikki did that. You're right, sis. They don't want to take that bullet. Yeah, they don't. Somebody's got to take the bullet. It's just like, for example, I have the biggest respect for Lil Nas X because Lil Nas X had the biggest record in the country, and he could have he didn't have to do that. He could have waited about 5 to 7 years, stacked him some more paper, and then came out. He had the biggest record in the country and came out, and that's why I will always have respect for him. And especially him being young, I always have respect. He gained my respect. I will go off on somebody to say something about Lil Nas X. And sometimes you have to bite the bullet. And black gay men into the financial, yeah, exactly. Hey, Queen. I talked about how much you're an inspiration to me in class. About how strong education. You talked about me in class, baby. Oh, baby, you gonna make me feel good. You gonna make me cry. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Cause Auntie is just out here just trying to change the world and just, oh my God, okay, it's gonna stop cause I'm trying to look cute in my makeup. But thank you, but from the bottom of my heart, my love, thank you so much. That means so much to me. Cause I just do this to try to educate people and try to save my community, protect to make sure that rights and things that rights of LGBT plus people are being known through my site, make everything knowledgeable about protecting black trans women, black trans. You just don't know, baby. That really touched my heart, okay? Yes, Lil Nas X, okay, yes. Crazy how we can't all be human and live all. Exactly. It's like, the thing about it is, it's like, why can't LGBTQ plus people just live their lives? Like, why can't they? In the end of the day, we're all human beings. Why can't we just live our lives? Why? Like, I really want to know why. Why? I'm in high school, and I always mention you because your perspective is so important. Thank you, my baby. Thank you so much for the love. You just don't know. Thank you so much for the love. It means so much. Okay? Transgender says, yes, Nikki, all this ish is a joke, to be honest. Like, why does it even matter how much of a piece of S do you have to be to go out of your way to disrespect someone? Exactly. And it's just negative energy. It's just negative energy that you're giving. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Like, I don't understand why people just can't respect people. We're all human beings. Do you know the time that you're taking to disrespect somebody or fight against somebody who's trying to live their life and living their truth? You could be taking that money, changing the world, helping the homeless, save for a house, save for a car, save your retirement. You could take that energy and use it for so many more things than to be hateful, than to just be malice, hateful, homophobic, transphobic. It's so many more things you could be using that energy for, but yet you use it for that hate. Come on. Let that go. Let that go. It's time out for that. It's got to stop. It's really got to stop. It's just, it means nothing. I don't understand why people, just don't get that point. Okay. I don't get that point. And it sucks when we have to be the ones to educate others and be the bigger. It does. But let me tell you something. On my, it's so many people I have to educate, and so many times I used to be at that point where I used to say, why do I have to educate people? But I used to say this: if I don't do it, the next person might not do it. So I got to do it. Because if the next person don't do it or they don't do it right, then that's on my conscience. So I have to do it, okay? And when you're closed-minded, you miss out on... Yes, thank you. When you are closed-minded about somebody being gay or bisexual, transgender, gender non-conforming, non-binary, pansexual, whatever, you don't know how beautiful of a soul or spirit that person is. You don't know that person could be a blessing to you financially, mentally, spiritually. Could be one of the best friends you ever had that will ride or die for you. And you're so... ignorant to that fact because of what you don't agree on or because you're homophobic or transphobic. It makes no sense, literally. Okay? I think a lot of cisgender men think that respecting... Oh, let me read your comment, baby. I think a lot of cisgender men think that respecting a trans woman means people are going to label them as dating one or a gay man, and some women feel like trans women are going to say, of course. That's what it is. That goes back to the fact that there are certain people who don't, when it comes to community, there are certain people who don't look at any kind of labels. Like if you are, they just say you're gay. They don't look at gay or bisexual, pansexual, or gender non-conforming, gender fluid, non-binary, transgender. They don't look at all that. And that's the way the black community is, because the black community is ignorant like that at times. It really is. I'm being honest. Yes, Nikki, so true. We make the best friends. Agree, Nick. Woo. Yes, the thing about it is we have just got, cisgender people have just got to do better about respecting LGBTQ plus people. They have got to get better about misgendering people. And they got to understand that when somebody's living their life or walking their truth, pronouns matter. Pronouns matter. You don't, as a cisgender person, you don't want nobody disrespecting you and calling you out your name. So why would you call an LGBTQIA plus person out of their name or how they don't identify as? It's about respect. So you want somebody in my community to respect you. Well, guess what? Respect them. Okay? We're going in. We keep it real on the Miss Melody. Okay, baby. We always keep it real on Miss Melody show. Always, baby. We got to. We have to know. We have to understand that life is hard within itself. When you add on something like being transgender, being gay, being bisexual, non-binary, it's another level added to that. And then don't let you be black or Latino. That's another level add on to that. Then don't let you be coming from a neighborhood that's low income. That's another level add on to it. So it's already enough struggle. Why are you putting more struggle on people than already is, and just let them live their life? It doesn't cost anything to be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be nice to anybody. It's free. It's free to be nice to somebody. So why are you being mean? And it makes it hard for people like me who are open, because now you have to be cautious. Yeah, you have to really be cautious. You have to really be cautious, because you don't, until you get to know about somebody, you don't really fully know their intentions. And especially being an LGBTQI plus person, you have to be very, very cautious until you know that you're in a safe place, because a lot of places are not safe for trans people. And it's just crazy. Love you, sis. Great. Got to go. Great show night, everybody. Thank you, sis. Be safe, okay? I love you. We'll see you tomorrow, okay? Thank you. Okay. I absolutely love you guys, baby. We had a wonderful show tonight. Woo! We went in a little bit tonight. I wasn't expecting to go in like this tonight, but baby, I enjoyed this show tonight. We talked about it. So just remember that pronouns do matter. And to my LGBTQI plus people, understand that you matter. You are wonderful. You are special. Don't let anybody tell you anything else, okay? Any more comments, or anybody would like to come and be a virtual audience member, or anybody have a question before I leave, okay? Yes, thank you. And thank you, my love, so much for spreading the word about my show. It means so much to me. But the more people we spread it, and we're going to come up. We starting off slow, right? We starting off the way we are now, but baby, it's coming. I see big things not coming, because I have faith and I believe, okay? I know it, okay? Thank you for enjoying the show, okay? Thank you, my loves. All right, my loves, thank you so much for a wonderful show. Please stay safe. Have a good night. My stomach hurts every time someone uses the wrong pronoun. Yes. Yes, I'm sorry that happens. And don't let them continue to educate and continue to hold them accountable, because you are doing the right thing. Okay. Thank you so much for a wonderful show. I love each and every one of y'all. Make sure you like and share all the comments and videos. If you're looking for, if anybody would like to be a sponsor, DM me and I will email you the information and we can talk about that. Also, if you'd like to donate, Cash App Miss Melody XOXO, PayPal Miss Melody XOXO, or Venmo Miss_Melody Melody XOXO. Okay. I love you so much, my loves. Thank you for the beautiful night. You, my loves, you are absolutely beautiful. I love you. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Okay. Y'all be safe. I love you from the bottom of my heart. See you guys tomorrow. Okay.